Good day, YouTube. This is Jay Money with Falling Forward Financial. I've been going to do an infrastructure video, and I come across this article and thought, what a better way than all 10 of them together. So this is the 10 infrastructure stocks that may benefit from Biden's plan. If Congress is serious about improving the nation's infrastructure report card, these stocks may stand out. Right there you go. And as you can see, this is just dated here lately from February 8th. Infrastructure stocks have been some of the bigger winners throughout the pandemic. In 2017 Comprehensive Assessment of America's Infrastructure, the American Society of Civil Engineers, with another report due out this year, the country is not likely to get a better grade. Infrastructure would seem to be an issue where both political parties could find common ground, but the devil is in the details, as they say. And I'll let you pause and read the rest there for yourself. But I'm sure if you follow politics at all, and irregardless of what you think of him or not, I'm not going to state my opinion. I don't want to get into politics here, but his administration is to look to pass a $1.9 trillion infrastructure plan. And if that goes through, some of these stocks could be huge. I own Caterpillar. I don't think it's on this particular list, as we'll go through it. And they've already went up, I believe, $10 to $20 here just in the last month or so. I was about to sell some of it off. It's just been kind of trading kind of sideways for quite some time, but it's going up, so I'm going to continue to hold it here a little bit longer. So the plan is likely to include a standard fare of modernizing highways, bridges, and tunnels, and expanding rural access to broadband. And I just did a 5G video, so you'll want to watch that one as well. It's got a lot of good, interesting stuff. That one should be in the it should be uploaded by the time this one gets released tonight. But here's 10 infrastructure stocks, and you might already have some of these that could go beyond the pick and shovel stocks commonly associated with rebuilding the country. The first is Brookfield Infrastructure Partners, Crown Castle International, American Tower. I just covered this American Tower in my 5G video. Nucor, Union Pacific, NV5 Global, Advanced Drainage Systems, United Rentals, NextEra Energy. I've heard a lot of talk about this one. I've thought about doing a video on that one, and Trimble. And unfortunately, I do not own any of these, so I might have to look into purchasing a couple shares of these. Infrastructure stocks, Brookfield Infrastructure Partners, ticker BIP, would be a logical candidate to lead the list for many reasons. The company manages $91 billion in infrastructure assets. The vast majority, 95% of its revenue, stems from long-term contracts or government-related rates. That's the kind of predictability that analysts love. And so right there you have it. Couldn't have said it better or any other way. And despite the pandemic, the company has posted a very respectable return of nearly 10% in the last 12 months. In fact, BIP stock's return is over 100% since the pandemic sell-off in March 2020. So you're going to find that with some of these. They've all, well, not all, but a lot of them have ran up, which is a good thing, especially since the pandemic. But specific to a potential Biden infrastructure plan, Brookfield just announced the public issuance of 8 million Class A preferred limited partnership units that raise gross proceeds of $200 million. And so just to keep moving, I'll let you pause and read the rest there for yourself. The company currently pays a yearly dividend of $1.94 paid out quarterly, and its current dividend is 3.63. So even some of these, for you dividend investors, which I'm one myself, I like to diversify between dividends, growth stocks, speculative. I've gotten into a lot of penny stocks here lately, so it's all good stuff if you play it right and set your alerts, keep your watch list, keep it managed, and you can all make some money off of all of them if you do it right. Next is Crown Castle International, CCI. Building out a 5G infrastructure is an ongoing project that will only continue to grow. CCI stock is at its core of the current and future 5G rollout. Unlike the shift from 3G to 4G, the transition to 5G is requiring new hardware for the network itself. In addition to the large cell towers, 5G requires a network of small cells and fiber optic cable. Crown Castle is a REIT, and pretty much all REITs, to my knowledge, do give a dividend. I don't think I've come across one that doesn't, but it owns an impressive piece of 5G infrastructure, including 40,000 cell towers and 70,000 small cell nodes and 60,000 route miles of fiber optic cable used to connect it all. So they've got quite a big play in the 5G there. CCI stock get awarded with an attractive dividend that currently pays 3.19%. And Crown Castle, a CGR of 17.07 over the past 10 years. So you can also get a little bit of growth on these, and as well as the nice dividend that a lot of them usually pay. Another infrastructure stock is American Tower. I covered that one on my 5G video. AMT stock is a negative for the trailing 12-month period, but this may be a case of what you have done for me lately. Specifically, the stock is up 6% since the beginning of the year. The company owns 180,000 cell phone towers worldwide. The towers have extra capacity that the company sells to generate revenue. So lots of revenue. A lot of these do pay dividends because they do have such a revenue. Some of my favorite ones, as I said in my 5G video, are AT&T, Verizon. T-Mobile is another growth one. They do not give a dividend. American Tower increased its dividend by 9 cents in December, and you'll find that usually they all increase pretty much every year. Not all the time, but a lot of them do, which made it 9 consecutive years for the company. Next, we have Nucor, NUE, is an attractive picks and shovels play among infrastructure stocks. New stock did not enjoy the same success as others in this category, but the company has tremendous upside if Congress is serious about upgrading our nation's roads and bridges. This is because Nucor is the largest steel producer in the United States and a lot more. And I'll let you pause and read the rest there for yourself. It just increased for 47 consecutive years and stands at a 3.1% dividend on that one. So they've increased it 47 years in a row. That's another thing that we like to see with the dividend plays. Infrastructure stocks, next is Union Pacific, UNP. As you might expect, railroad traffic suffered a downturn on the onset of the novel CV pandemic, and even a sector leader like Union Pacific was not unaffected. But the company reported an improving outlook in the third quarter and carried over into company's fourth quarter numbers. The company beat analysts' expectations for earnings per share by 11 cents. So very good stuff. And this one, another reason the company's consecutive years of increasing its dividend ended at 7. However, the company still pays a dividend that seems well supported at only about 35% of cash flow. At the same time, some analysts have upgraded their price target of UNP stock, putting it as high as $250. Next we have NV5 Global, NVEE. Is a play on the expected growth in companies that focus on sustainable solutions. It's not a pure play among infrastructure stocks, but infrastructure is one of the company's business units. They work with clients to develop sustainable solutions to go beyond code compliance design. The company articulates its benefit as being able to help clients reduce the overall cost of their projects. Prior to the election, NVE stock was negative for 2020, but since then it pushed past the line of resistance and has skyrocketed higher. And that's another thing that we like to see. So, is extensively covered by analysts. However, it did receive a $136 price target from Roth Capital on January 13th. That would be a 50% gain from where the stock is at the time of this writing. If you don't have a position, the company will report earnings in March, and you may get some direction at that time. Next is Advanced Drainage Systems, WMS. If the new administration in Washington is going to get serious about updating the nation's water infrastructure, it's likely that Advanced Drainage System will be among the most important infrastructure stocks to buy. The company manufactures and supplies industrial-grade plumbing supplies that assist the building and construction industries. They hold over 155 patents on its products that use millions of pounds of recycled plastic. So very interesting. Get rid of that plastic and recycle it. All of the company's business units look to be targets of an infrastructure plan that will focus on making our nation's water infrastructure climate friendly. When the company last reported earnings, it had nearly 100% increase in year-over-year free cash flow from $135 million to $257 million. At the time of this writing, the company was getting ready to post earnings. If the company beats expectations, WMS stock will likely break to the upside. Next is United Rentals, URI. If you have the risk tolerance for a volatile but upward trending stock, United Rentals presents an opportunity. United Rentals is the leader what is a fragmented equipment rental industry. The company holds approximately 13% of the market. The stock has a long history to share appreciation, but it's not without some unsettling dips. To test the metal investors, for example, on its way to a 78% trailing 12-month gain, URI stock had several periods in which the stock dropped at least 10%. Some of that has to do with the fact of the year-over-year revenue came in lower, $1.86 billion, then in 2019, $1.9.4 billion. United Rentals had a CAGR of close to 15%. The company was a pandemic winner as companies looked to rent heavy machinery and construction equipment, and that looks to continue into 2021. Next is NextEra Energy. I've covered some energy stocks in regards to the blue wave, the Dems stepping in, and the new administration. So a lot of energy stocks are going up. I follow a lot of solar ones as well. Our nation's electrical grid isn't old, and it is not fashioned to deal with the power that is coming from renewable sources like solar and wind. That's where NextEra comes in. It's a leader in the traditional energy market that puts in a unique position to understand the problem. As evidence of NextEra completed an agreement to acquire grid lines for $660 million, and the company is attempting to meet an aggressive goal to raise $13 billion in cash through the sale of assets to numerous entities, including the subsidiary NextEra NextEra Energy Partners, NEP. Next is Trimble. If you get excited or incensed about potholes, Trimble is a great way to close our list of infrastructure stocks. Trimble brings hardware and software to bear, artificial intelligence, AI solutions. I've also did a couple of AI stocks. I believe the ticker is AITX. I believe that's it off the top of my head. You might find that in my library. That is a penny stock. So if you're not interested in Trimble, you can check out AITX. Trimble Roadworks 3D paving control platform is what the company describes as the next generation for 3D asphalt paving control systems. And if you didn't realize there was a prior generation, you're not alone. So this is kind of an interesting play. Trimble delivered a stellar earnings report in November, and there is speculation that they'll do it again when they report in mid-February, and this is supported by a recent price target upgrade the company received from Morgan Stanley. And that's pretty much it for the video tonight on the 10 infrastructure stocks that may benefit from Biden's plan. If you have any of these, go ahead and throw that in the comments. It would be interesting to know if you have any of these. Again, here is the list. I do not currently own any of these, sorry to say. I usually like to make videos about stocks that I do own, but I am interested in these, and they're all infrastructure plays. Definitely interested in this one. This is kind of an infrastructure as well as a 5G play. So that's probably where I would start. But again, I don't give tax, legal, or trading advice. This NEE and Trimble would probably be my next plays, and then maybe some of the other ones. I've thought about Union Pacific, but I haven't pulled the trigger on that one, so maybe someday here. So, but that's pretty much it for this video. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, that would really help out the channel to hit that, as well as subscribing. And I'm trying to hit 500 subscribers by the end of February. I think we can do it. I've had a bunch of growth here lately. I think I had about 25 subscribers last night. So I did a bunch of psychedelic stocks and a bunch of MJ plays. And by the time I was done with those, all of my new subscribers and other people listening probably thought I was a pothead. So. But anyway, that's what everybody wants to hear. Not that I'm a pothead, but they want to hear about 5G stocks and also the MJ stocks as well as the psychedelics. So you might check out that video. It's kind of interesting. So again, this is J Money, Falling Forward Financial. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. Happy trading, happy investing. Stay green. Cheers.